There we go, guys. Nice small £12 common using my ever faithful and favourite Wafter rig. So I'll slip it back. Okay, so I just want to talk you through my Wafter rig. This is what I call my Wafter rig. I'll just go through some of the components. I like the Ghost, the soft and the £18, especially when I'm fishing snaggy situations, and as well with the £18 today I'm fishing at range. I would say I'm probably fishing about 90, maybe 100 yards, I reckon. So with the £18 it's stiff. This one's tied with the £18. It's stiff enough, as you can see there. So try and bend it. It's stiff enough that it will kick away from the lead. So for long range fishing and for snags, I'd like to go for 18 because of the abrasion resistance, and like I said, it kicks everything away from the lead. If I'm just fishing down the edge or just flicking it out, then I would go with the IQ 10 or 15. But today, because I'm at range, I'm using the 18 in the Ghost. So this is the rig itself. So it all depends on the situation you're fishing in. I fish this over gravel, I'll fish it over silt, I'll fish it over anything. But what I'll do is I'll lengthen this depending on the contours of the bottom. So today I'm fishing over silt, and this example here is probably, I would say, about 5 inches long. So 5 inches is the shortest I'll go, but I'll go up to about 12, maybe even 18 inches, depending on how silty it is. So there's two ways you can fish this. You can either fish it on a lead clip, or you can fish it on a helicopter. I use both depending on if it's silty or not. But to tie, any of you tied any rigs before, you may even know how to do it already. If not, I'll show you now. So basically, take some of the Ghost or fluorocarbon material of your choice. I just try and take about 18 inches. Okay, so I've got 18 inches of line of fluorocarbon, and then you take a hook. Now it's important to me, it's important that you use a curved shank hook. So you go through the eye like so, and then you tie a knotless knot. So for those of you who don't know the knotless knot, just pinch it down there, go round the eye of the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Keep holding it like that. Pop the line back through the top of the eye. Now, sometimes this can be a bit fiddly, but just wiggle it through and it will go through like so. Keep hold of your twists. There we go, and you've got your knotless knot. Just pull the tag end up, put it down so it's nice and tight. So that, guys, is your knotless knot. You use that for all your hair rigs. Now with this rig, you take your scissors and you cut the tag end off like so, which leaves you just with a hook, but you've tied it on knotless knot style, which means the line comes out the back. Now you take a micro ring swivel. These are just the quarter ones. Any micro ring swivel would do. Some people like to use pegs. Sometimes I might use pegs, but I'll show you. I've got some pegs. So instead of using a ring swivel, guys, or a micro ring swivel, you can use pegs. So that's like a pop-up peg, they call them. And it's just, you do exactly the same thing as I'm going to show you with the swivel. The reason why I like the swivel is you get more movement. So just thread the swivel onto the hook like so, and then you take, these are just ESPM ones, there's loads on the market. They're just hook beads. These are called Shank Beads, I think they call them, but it's just a regular hook bead you take your hook bead and your hook, there's a little hole, and you just thread the hook bead on, like so. Okay, then I like to thread it round just about there. Alright, now at the end just tie yourself a simple overhand loop. So I've got it doubled up, I go twist and put that through, 1, 2, like so, wet it. I'll make sure you tighten that down and wet it down. And there we go, there we have it. It's my wafter rig. As you see, it's a little bit kinked and stuff. I would just pop that in your rig box. Currently I'm using the one by NGT. So you just hook it on there, pin it out, and it just helps stretch it out. So that's the wafter rig, guys. Look at that. And it's so simple, so effective. Okay guys, you've tied your rig. Now, something I should mention really with the wafter rig is hook size and wafter size are very important. So they recommend that for a 16mm wafter you want to be using a size 8 hook, and so on and so forth. Basically, if your hook is too small, if say for example I'm using a 16mm wafter here, say for example I had a size 10 on, then the hook's not going to be heavy enough to keep the wafter on the bottom. So when you put a wafter on, like I'll show you in a second, before you cast it out, it's important just to test it in the margins, just to make sure that the weight of the hook is enough to just slowly sink it. If not, you might need to trim a little bit off. So there's the rig. So we've got a wafter on a baiting needle, and then you just take some floss. There's so many different types of baiting floss out there, and I don't use any of them. What I use is Tesco dental floss, cheapest chips. Basically, just thread it onto the floss basically. So double the floss in half, like so. You got a little loop. Take a bait stop. I mean, just yellow ones. That's just all I got at the moment, but it doesn't really matter. Some people think that it might be an extra attractor, and I'm not convinced the fish can see it really. So push that into the bait like so, and then take one end of your floss, pass it into your swivel, or if you're using a bait screw, you won't need to do any of this, guys. You just screw the bait on. Just tie a couple of little overhand knots. 1, 2. So take scissors, just trim it a little bit, like so. Now what I like to do then is I take a lighter. So I've got little tags. I take a lighter and I just burn it a little bit, blob it. And this just prevents any slippage. And there we go. That's the NG fishing wafter rig. I've used it quite a while now and absolutely love it. So how that will sit is the hook should sit on the bottom flat. Should sit flat like that. And the wafter should just sit off the bottom. The fish goes to eat it, suck it in. It goes in the mouth, and the hook is looking for that bottom lip straight away. Alright, and then the wafter can move out the way, so the hook's got plenty of movement to purchase. So there you go, guys. That's how I tie my wafter rig. Any questions about that? Message us.